To Kill a Mockingbird is a novel by Harper Lee, first published in 1960. It won the Pulitzer Prize for Fiction in 1961 and remains a classic of modern American literature. The novel is set in the fictional town of Macomb, Alabama, during the Great Depression, 1930s, and explores themes of racial injustice, moral growth, class struggles, and the loss of innocence. Detailed summary. Part 1, Introducing Macomb and the Finch Family. The novel is narrated by Jean Louise Scout Finch, a 6-year-old girl growing up in the quiet, racially segregated town of Macomb. She lives with her older brother, Jeremy Jem Finch, and their father, Atticus Finch, a well-respected lawyer. Their mother died when they were young. Scout and Jem befriend a boy named Dill Harris, who visits Macomb every summer. The three become fascinated by their mysterious neighbor, Arthur Boo Radley, who has lived reclusively for years after a troubled past. They attempt to lure Boo outside but are always unsuccessful. Atticus raises his children with strong moral values, teaching them about empathy and justice. He tells Scout, "You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view." Part 2, Tom Robinson's Trial. The central plot unfolds when Atticus is appointed to defend Tom Robinson, a black man falsely accused of raping a poor white woman, Mayella Ewell. Despite the town's racism, Atticus takes the case seriously, believing in justice and equality. During the trial, evidence clearly shows that Tom is innocent. Mayella's injuries suggest she was beaten by a left-handed man, while Tom's left arm is crippled. It is implied that her own father, Bob Ewell, beat her after seeing her attempt to seduce Tom. Despite Atticus's powerful defense, the all-white jury convicts Tom. Later, while trying to escape prison, Tom is shot and killed by the guards. Part 3, Aftermath and Boo Radley's Heroism. The trial deeply impacts Jem, who struggles with the injustice of the legal system. Meanwhile, Bob Ewell, humiliated in court, seeks revenge. He harasses Atticus, attacks Tom Robinson's widow, and finally attempts to kill Jem and Scout as they walk home one night. At the last moment, Boo Radley emerges and saves the children, fatally stabbing Bob Ewell. The sheriff, Heck Tate, decides to protect Boo by saying Ewell's death was an accident. Scout finally understands Boo, realizing he is a gentle, misunderstood figure rather than a monster. The novel ends with Scout reflecting on her father's teachings and Boo's kindness, symbolizing her growth and loss of innocence. Major themes. 1. Racial injustice. The trial of Tom Robinson highlights the deep-seated racism in the American South. Despite clear evidence of his innocence, Tom is convicted simply because he is black. 2. Moral growth and empathy. Scout and Jem learn crucial life lessons from Atticus, especially about seeing the world from others' perspectives. Boo Radley, initially feared, becomes a symbol of kindness and protection. 3. The coexistence of good and evil. Atticus represents goodness, while Bob Ewell represents evil. The children gradually understand that people are not purely good or bad. 4. Social class and inequality. Macomb is divided not only by race but also by class. The Ewells are poor but still hold racial superiority over Tom Robinson. Key characters. Symbols in the novel. 1. The Mockingbird, innocence and justice. Atticus tells his children, "It's a sin to kill a mockingbird." The mockingbird symbolizes Tom Robinson and Boo Radley, who are both innocent but harmed by society. 2. Boo Radley, prejudice and understanding. Initially feared, Boo turns out to be kind, showing how society misjudges people. 3. The Radley House, fear of the unknown. The house represents mystery and childhood fears, which fade as Scout matures. Literary style and impact. Narration. The story is told from Scout's perspective, mixing innocence with deep social critique. Language, simple yet powerful, making the novel accessible to all readers. Impact, a landmark in American literature, it is taught in schools worldwide for its themes of justice and morality. Final thoughts. To Kill a Mockingbird is not just a novel about racism and injustice, it is also a coming-of-age story about morality, empathy, and human nature. It teaches readers the importance of standing up for what is right, even in the face of overwhelming opposition.